Beauty, no questions. Let's go.
Ross, you relieved to get points after a really tough contest.
Yeah, always relieved and pleased to really bank another 4 points. So, but you don't want to just get seduced by ladder position. So we know we need to improve. But I thought our desire to win in the last quarter was really strong. So Collingwood certainly brought a lot of heat to the game. They've laid 90 tackles, 94 tackles, which is significant, and really made it a tough, tight contest. So to work our way through that, I thought in the end, we were struggling to get entries, but the last quarter we got 13 or 14 of them. Lifted our intensity, or matched theirs, either way you want to put it, probably matched theirs, and just freed it up a little bit, improved our football. So that was pleasing.
How significant was Sandlin's in getting that late clearance edge and the inside?
Look, he'd been getting his hand to the ball a fair bit all night, and their pressure had been really good. I thought we counter-punched a little bit from behind. We've kicked 2-1 out of our D50, which we'd like to do it from centre forward. So that was a good result for us. And one with a kick in, so that's 3-1 out of our D50. So it was a bit of counter-punch footy. We'd like to really get it centre forward and score that way. So, look, you can break up the mechanics. I thought it was, in the end, everyone dug in and lifted, and I thought early we didn't defend that well, and that was more because we turned the ball over in really poor spots, and thought Collingwood really zipped away from it and were really effective. They took a lot of marks in the first quarter, I think, and then hardly took a mark inside 50 for the rest of the game. So it's always difficult off the bye, but I thought both teams turned up to play, put on a pretty good show. I think it was pretty dour, although scoring at halftime was okay, 46 or 48, but then it got pretty tight, didn't it?
What do you make of the conditions, Ross? Very slippery, a lot of guys slipping over.
Yeah, look, we've spoken about that. The modern day player, it's a really fascinating conversation if you want to have it with the modern day player, because we were brought up on moulded to screw-ins and they get all these different moulds, and but one of our backs, Cam Sutcliffe, used to slip over, but he's changed to screw-ins, he doesn't slip over. So probably a few could take a leaf out of his book, to be blatantly honest, but it's an interesting conversation and one that's hard to win.
Do you think that affected their skills as well?
No, I thought, look, we wanted to use the ball, we overused it short, we went a bit deeper later. We had some shocking turnovers early when we had opportunities to go to one-on-ones in forward 50. So, look, at the end of the day, that starts and finishes with me. So clearly our football program needs to improve, because they should be able to do it instinctively under pressure. So if they're going to other options, that just means the football program I've put together for them isn't at the level required to train them up. So we need to improve our football program.
They were doing it early in the season, Ross. Is that...
Doing what?
As in the skills, etc.
Yeah, it was pretty poor, wasn't it? So, but look, there's a bit about pressure, there's a little bit of decision, there's a little bit about footwear, and there's a little bit about dew. But put it all together and you get some horrendous turnovers.
It's not just the form slump per se, you think?
We've only lost one game.
How important?
But just on that, AFL games are pretty hard to win, They're pretty hard to win, and I think we're seeing everywhere. So I don't think we can be too critical. Collingwood on 5 in a row, they're a pretty good team. They're a pretty good team, and fresh and available, and Sidebottom's back in, Brown's back in. They're a better team than they were 4 weeks ago without those players. So Swan and Pendlebury in good nick. Tuvi's back for them, Brown's back for them. Varco's added something, Crisp. They're a pretty good team. Elliott, they're small forwards. Fasolo's back from injury. He's a 5-year player now, I think. So they've got some talent.
I was going to ask how important Sonny was taking his half opportunities. Those goals seemed vital in the front half.
Yeah, well, that's his job, though. I don't get overly euphoric when people do their job.
And Hayden's he seems to be working really hard, but he hasn't quite impacted the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, that's a fair call. Yeah, he's kicked one. Tough night, but he probably could have nailed that left foot snap. But he'll keep working through it. Everyone's got to work through it. So we're a very resilient group.
Are you still working through the change of mix, you obviously brought Tavernar out and went with the 2 tools and Main as sort of the third tool up forward? Or you had
Yeah, well, you can't just roll along and we'll have a milkshake and pretend everything's hunky-dory when you're not giving us output. So we're paid to make some calls. Tabernar's not going to tap himself out the team. So we just made the call, and clearly in these conditions it was the right call. And really we could have been a bit small. It was a tough night but you need a second ruck. But maybe Alex Pearce can start rucking in these conditions. You know what I mean? We'll have a look at it. But we're pretty keen to get Griffin a look. Clark played really well. Tendai was a bit stiff to go out. So we'll have a look at the performance tonight. We just won't roll along and pretend everything's hunky-dory.
So the conditions could play a part in whether you play a taller or smaller team a bit more often in Perth?
Yeah, anywhere. That always applies, yeah.
You went early with the sub.
Yeah.
Was that to get Nick into the game?
Yeah, we just wanted a bit more grunt around the ball, push Matty the ball forward. We thought our pressure in the front half and physicality could have been better. So Matty de Boer plays that role really well. We thought we got a bit out of him in the midfield. We know Subban's been good in the midfield. We know he can really impact. So it was Crozier for de Boer and Subban for de Boer in the midfield.
Crozier's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
We spoke about scoring efficiency during the week. Michael did kick 4 goals tonight. How much in retrospect did you miss him throughout last season?
Miss who?
Michael Walters.
You don't want me to go back to last year, do you? Do you really think I'm going to do that? I wouldn't have thought so.
But he obviously...
That's obvious, isn't it?
Stages tonight.
Yeah, but I think that's obvious. Let's just focus on tonight. He's played well, and I'm not being disrespectful, but I can't go back to last year. People are missing because next year we'll be talking about Michael Johnson. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want your best players available. Availability is a key indicator of success in the AFL. We all know that. But it was good to kick 4.
So while you're talking about Michael Johnson, then,
Yeah.
the Ibbotson role seems to be pretty much almost exactly how John O sort of tried to get that loose man and sort of link with the transition.
This year or last year?
Now,
No, well, Michael had really been playing tall on the tall forwards.
into that, is that not right? Or?
No, Alex Pearce has replaced Michael Johnson, and Ibo's been our third tall all year. Does it make sense? So Luke McFarlane, Michael Johnson comes out, Alex Pearce goes in.
The
Yeah.
way Ibo's playing, it just looks a bit more like how John O played.
Well, if they had 3 tall forwards, he would have been the third tall defender, but they only had 2, so that allows him to play in the smalls and come off. But Michael Johnson earlier this year had been playing as a tall defender without Dawson and Silvani.
You threw Stephen Hill behind the ball. He's done that a couple of times this year. Is it just important for his skills, his use, and he did the bounce, which you touched on earlier?
Yeah, Collingwood have been doing it with Oxley as well. Sometimes it's just a change of the balance of the game, and it was, king or dunce, isn't it? Hadn't it worked, it'd be a different question, wouldn't it?
Did he come through unscathed tonight?
So-
Health-wise?
Yeah. But Stephen was important in that role. So, yeah, we did. We come through unscathed, and hopefully no incidents, I don't think. Thank you.